Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. My name's Amelia. I hope that you're doing well. Okay, so today's video is a mixture of a bit of talking, me sharing some ideas and pulling some tarot. So today's bonus reading, the question, I'm still working through your suggestions, so thank you. The question today was suggested by Blue Snapdragons 13, and the question, as I understand it, is how to recognize what needs healing. So this isn't a reading sharing with you what needs healing in your life. It's more of an empowering how-to. So how can you recognize this for yourself? So we'll get to that in a moment. But first, I just wanted to share this with you. This was a gift sent to me by Paula. So many of you like the Victorian Flower Oracle deck that I use, and that also was from Paula. So she's been very generous in donating 2 decks to this channel for us. Now, I want to show you this because it's really awesome, but also I know many of you watching are learning tarot, and this I've had a look through, obviously, and it looks to me like a really fun deck, but also it's really good if you are if you're learning. So let me just show you why. So this is the deck. I mean the box it comes in, which is pretty awesome. So it has this guidebook, and it's one of those books that's very comprehensive, but not in a dry, boring way. So it tells you the meaning of each card. It's got some keywords. I'm not sure if you can see those, but then it also has some reflections. It says, so for example, the Knight of Pentacles, things to ask yourself: how can I invite more spontaneity into my life? Where do I require structure in my life? Those kinds of things. So as well as the summary, it's got some really nice quick pointers, and I feel like the illustrations are quite helpful as well in helping you to understand maybe the meaning of a card. There's lots to go on here. So just thought I'd share that in case you're looking for kind of an original deck to learn with. So this is the Shadowland Tarot by Monica Bodersky. I think I've butchered that name, but let me hold it up so you can see it. Okay. So the deck is pretty awesome. This is the back. I mean, how nice is that? And the illustrations remind me of, I think it's Quentin Blake. He illustrates lots of children's books. But we'll see more of the imagery in a moment because I'll use this deck rather in today's reading. So thank you so much, Paula, for this. Okay, so let's move to my suggestions to help you realize and recognize for yourself. So how can you figure out, if anything, and what specifically needs healing or could do with a boost in your life? So we're talking about this could be mind, body, spirit. It could be something healing, something in your love relationships, romantic, familial, friendships, and any area really. So I've got some ideas. So just to say, there are so many ways you can do this, so many paths you can go down, and I think it's worth exploring as many as you're drawn to. And I would love to hear in the comments what works for you and any additional suggestions you have, to share those with each other. Okay, so number 1, meditate. Don't have a particular agenda. You can just, do some breathing. That's another thing. Breath work can be separate from, full-on meditation. So breath work or meditation, maybe combine them to see what comes through. Does anything come to mind through an image, a feeling, a bodily reaction? Do you think of anything? Is your mind drawn to work or to a particular relationship or maybe your health? To see what comes through. So meditation, you could do a test, a quiz, to find out what your strongest psychic or intuitive gifts are, and then work on developing those so that you can form a really close connection with your guides and your higher self, and set the intention to be guided towards your healing, to recognizing what could do with healing through that connection. So I've linked a quiz in the description box and also pinned to the comments. So if you're interested in doing that, there's a resource for you there. Number 3, sit down and run through the different areas of your life and really pay attention to your reaction, your gut feeling. So if you think about work, do you get that anxious feeling where your body feels like, you know, it tenses up and you want to move on to thinking about something else because then there might be something there to address? Or is there someone you fell out with and you've not reconciled? Or you know, that kind of thing. If you maybe think about, it doesn't have to be something huge. It could just be your sleep pattern. Maybe you've been knowing you need to go to bed an hour earlier and then you feel a sinking feeling because you've still got to address that, you know, that kind of thing. Number 4. So healing is very individual. Work with you know, what suits you in the moment, because also I want to say that something that was very healing a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, it may not be what's working for you now. So don't force yourself to try and get along with something that did work in the past. You're at a different place now. So maybe a different approach is what's going to be helpful. Also, you know, we can sit here and we can talk about all of the more obvious ways of healing, but it is so individual that it could be something, a memory you have or an activity that wouldn't be healing for other people, but for you it really is. Maybe it's something that connects you to your childhood or a time in your life where you felt really good, and doing that is going to be healing. With that sort of thing, that's really good if you're still not sure yet what exactly needs healing, but it just brings an overall sense of peace, of comfort. Number 5, balance out your chakras. You can also do a quiz for this, so I've got that linked below as well. So see where you might be underactive or overactive. So let's say you have an underactive root chakra. That could be letting you know there's something in your 3D reality that needs healing, you know, how you relate with people, how secure you feel, how safe you feel. Again, your work situation or your home, that kind of a thing. Number 6. This is a very practical thing, but maybe get yourself checked by your doctor just to see, are you low on any, you know, vitamins, minerals? I mean, do you need those as supplements? Do you, you know, do you need more iron in your blood? Something like that, you know. So it could be a physical thing that's going on that's making you feel an emotional way, you know, making you feel maybe tired or drained or a bit apathetic. So I would say, you know, make sure you're okay in your physical self as well. Okay, so where are we? Number 7, channeled writing. If you're a writer or you like to play with words, or you're very good at communicating, you know, your throat chakra is very active and awakened, I would say writing, you could sit down and focus, concentrate, set the intention. I'm trying to get messages about what needs healing from my higher self. Or you could just pick up a pen, paper, or open, you know, your laptop, your computer, and just type and just see anything that comes through, and then read it back and see what sense you can make of it, what you can pull out of it. Okay, number 8, tarot. So you could use a deck that you have, or it can be one of those online websites where you choose a card, and what you could do is every day pull just one card and resist the temptation to clarify, because then we can clarify that, and it becomes a whole reading. But tell yourself, I'm just going to pull one card, and my intention is for this to point me in the direction of an area of my life that I can improve or work on to feel better. So let's say you pull the 6 of Wands in reverse. This could be spirit or your higher self or your guides, whoever you've decided you want to connect with, letting you know that maybe this is a time to actually put yourself forward, to appreciate, you know, let people recognize your work, to put yourself out there, not to hide away. So there could be self-worth to be worked on, or confidence, you know, something like that, and then work with that energy throughout the day. You could carry the card around, you could put it somewhere where you're going to see it, or you could just, you know, after you've pulled the card and thought about it, you could set yourself a goal. Today I will, you know, and make sure you try and achieve that by the end of the day. So nothing huge, something manageable. Number 9, make happier decisions. And what I mean about this is, don't, even if just for a day, just try it. Don't force yourself to do the things that you think you should do. So let's say for lunch you could have something tasty and unhealthy, or you could have something that's healthy but it's unappealing, and ordinarily you'd go for the healthier thing. spend a day making decisions because it's something that makes you feel happy, because you want to. So my thinking around this is, by the end of the day, you might have a sense of, through contrast, the things you're doing in your life that aren't making you happy. So do you do a particular activity for other people's benefit, or is it going to your job that you hate, and you kind of need to maybe look for a new position or completely change your focus? Do you, if you have more of a flexible schedule, do you wake up at 7 a.m. because you think that's what you should do, whereas actually you like to wake up at 9 a.m. but go to bed later? So you can kind of, through contrast, and Abraham Hicks talks about contrast a lot, you can sort of begin to figure out areas that you're not too happy in by going in the direction of what makes you happy. The last idea I have is listen to inspirational speakers, and see what fires you up, because again, through contrast, you're going to realize, actually, I'm really excited about this idea or this way of thinking or doing this. So that lets me know that I have a deficit over here, because I'm not doing that, or I'm doing something that is the opposite, that kind of thing. So those are some ideas to help you figure out for yourself what needs healing. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's anything you do that works for you, anything you'd like to suggest, to add. Okay, but for now, let's get into the tarot part of this and see what Spirit would like to say. Okay, so let's get some additional messages. Okay, Spirit, can you please help me channel ideas, ways for my viewers to be able to pinpoint for themselves what exactly needs healing, or what could be developed or worked on? Okay, so we have a message coming out already. Let's see what this is. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so this could be about asking yourself, have there been opportunities in your life, or are there opportunities around you now that you're telling yourself no? So self-limiting thoughts and behaviors. No, I can't do that because of this, or I shouldn't do that, or I'm too old to do that, that kind of thing. So monitoring your thoughts, not judging yourself, but catching them and saying, actually, why can't I start learning this new thing? Why can't I apply for other jobs? Other people do. I don't have to stay in the same position. Whatever it is for you, ask yourself, is there a true, genuine reason why at this moment in time you cannot or shouldn't pursue something? And if there is, fine. Or does it just feel that way because of something, limiting beliefs you're telling yourself, or limiting beliefs from those around you that you have absorbed? Okay, we have the Page of Cups in the reverse, we have Death in the reverse, Scorpio energy, and we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so this is about connecting with your inner child. For many of you, I feel that your inner child has a message for you, and connecting to your inner child, to that quiet inner voice, is going to help you to stay focused, to be able to understand where you're off balance at any given time. With, the inner voice doesn't have to be the inner voice of your, or rather the voice of your inner child, but that for many of you, I feel there's something to do with childhood here. Maybe something unresolved, or a dream that was squashed a bit, or something, a dream, a goal you moved away from, and it's almost like I'm hearing compass, navigation. Let's keep going. Hopefully this will make sense. Let's see. The Eight of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. And we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. What's on the back? The Eight of Cups reverse. This is about revisiting something. Connecting to your inner voice, or the voice of this inner child, is going to help you to feel more aligned within yourself and to better understand the messages that are coming through, any blockages you have, where you feel good, where you feel a sense of lack, what needs healing. So there's been a disconnect somewhere. I think it's because of outside influence, and I think this happened pretty early on in your life. And Spirit's saying that if you can reconnect to this inner voice, it's going to propel you forward to this Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands energy. So whether you're a man or woman watching, you know, the energy of someone who is very incisive, switched on, very accomplished, and with the Queen of Wands, someone who is intuitive but very, very grounded. You know, you have a dream and you can make it happen, and you're seeing this success around you. Six of Pentacles, I kind of wonder, for many of you, have you had to sacrifice in some way? Have you become used to dimming your light for the sake of other people? If this did happen in childhood, you know, if you had maybe a parent or parents or a heavy adult influence around you, and this person had their own issues to do with self-confidence, and you felt like to make them feel happy, to make them okay, you had to hold yourself back because they kind of couldn't cope with you maybe outshining them or something like that. There's a disconnect here that's preventing you from listening to that inner voice, because at one point the things that voice was saying to you and encouraging you to do, you felt weren't appropriate, you know, as you were growing up. So connecting back to that voice will help you to figure out at any point if you're on track, where you're doing really well, the areas you'd like to maybe give more attention to. Because with the Eight of Wands, this can be a card of movement, quick, fast movement, but it can also be about fast energy, fast thinking, allowing yourself to grow, to move forward. Let me go to Death. There's something here about being held back. And for many of you, this could be presenting at the moment as like being triggered, some sort of wound that's coming up that you can't quite, you know, you can't quite formulate your thoughts around it. You can't pinpoint exactly what this is. But it's a feeling of maybe being limited or restricted, or feeling unfulfilled in some kind of way, like a nagging feeling. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, yeah, and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So Spirit's saying there's a need here to perhaps ask yourself some difficult questions, or see things in a way that might shatter some illusions. You know, you might not realize the full extent of how the people around you are actually making you feel burdened, or how much you're carrying for the people around you, because you may have been doing it because you care about these people and you're a giving, nurturing person, and you want to be a source of support, but actually you might start to realize they're taking a bit too much, or you've been giving to the point where you're now sacrificing yourself. Okay, Page of Cups, please. Tell me about this Page of Cups. We have the Moon in the reverse. I'm telling you, this Page of Cups is the key. The Moon upright is having that incredibly strong connection, you know, psychic connection to your higher self, to your guides, to source energy, to spirit. Which is always, you know, as we know, going to be the clearest voice, trusting your intuition. It's going to give you the best guidance, the best advice. But there's been some sort of disconnect here. We've got Pisces energy. The Moon can also talk about bringing something up that's in your subconscious. And I feel this is already trying to make itself known. It might be something that feels a bit scary, whether you're consciously aware of the fact that you're a bit fearful of this or not. Let's see. Okay, how can you bring this up fully into your conscious energy? Let's see. Page of Swords in the reverse. So Page, another card of sort of young energy. So paying attention to your dreams, the fantasies you're having, or where your mind wanders, you know, during the day when you're just drifting off. What do you think about repeatedly? What random memories or thoughts come to mind? Something might seem like it's an illusion or a dream, or it's just a flighty thought, but actually there's information in this. We have Judgment, which in this deck, interestingly, is called Discretion, which is so interesting. I've never seen it called this before, but it's, yeah, I mean, your thoughts, believe them with or through the lens of discretion. Just because they're your thoughts doesn't mean they're all true or all helpful. You know, as I was saying before, self-limiting beliefs, are they based in something that's real and grounded and true, or is it fear, or is it what other people have been saying, or something you've been telling yourself? So don't just believe everything that comes into your mind, but also discretion. That message about these repeating dreams or visions or memories, it's about asking yourself which of those are actually carrying a message. And so what you could do is maybe, let's say you're having a repeated memory from years ago, and you think actually that might be something that's telling me or trying to tell me something here. You could take one of the ideas we discussed at the start to work with this, like the channeled writing or the meditation or the breath work, or once you figure out your strongest intuitive gift, trying to receive additional information through that avenue. We have the King of Cups in the reverse. So this could talk about a disconnect between you and your emotions, the Emperor in reverse on the back, but also for those of you who resonate with the message about having an adult that you had to sort of almost parent or tiptoe around. This could be someone who was perhaps cold or volatile or emotionally immature. So think back, if that's a relationship you've experienced, particularly in childhood here, there might be some healing to do around that, you know, healing your inner child. And Till Swan has some videos on that, and I'm sure many other people do as well on YouTube. Just so you can reconnect to your inner voice, which is going to help, as I said, as I keep saying, you know, to guide you, to help you with your navigation here. Okay, is there anything else? Seven of Cups in reverse, Three of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. For many of you, I know we're not asking what needs healing, but I'm seeing the desire, ability, allowing yourself to dream. Somewhere along the way that got cut off, and maybe you had to become very practical. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's leaving you feeling disconnected, like you don't have many options, or there's not too much to be excited about. You know, everyone's over here having the fun and you're left out over here. So something about opportunities. Feeling like you don't have as many opportunities as in reality you do have. But yeah, the biggest message I'm seeing is connecting to your inner voice. That's going to be the biggest guide for you. And then once you've got that connection going, you work out the best way for you to maintain it, to strengthen it, you know, all the ways we spoke about at the start. And you know, don't limit yourself, don't be cross with yourself if you try something and it's a dead end. That's absolutely fine. I guess that's just not the way for you, and at least not at this time. Try something else, you know, try to keep it as fun and as effortless as possible. It doesn't have to be really hard work. If it is, that might be a sign that you're trying to push too hard down a road that is currently blocked, or you know, like I said, that's not your avenue. Maybe you work best with clairsentience, not clairvoyance, or maybe for you meditation doesn't work, but breath work does, or channeled writing does, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe it's none of those things. Maybe you find something completely unique and random and other people are like, wow, how does that help? But for you, it's perfect. Trust that. You know, don't feel like you have to do something that's more conventional that other people talk about a lot. Okay, so I think I'll leave this here. I hope this is helpful. I think this is kind of almost like a video of suggestions, and then there's a lot that you could take away from this and you know, sort of develop on your own. So I hope it's helpful in that sense, in terms of giving you some ideas and some pointers. Like I said, there are some links below in the description box and pinned to the comments if you want to check those out. But it does feel more like a starting point. Yeah, okay, so thank you for the suggestion. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow for our messages about anything that's hidden in your romantic connection, anything you're not seeing that it would be helpful for you to know at this time. Okay, bye.